Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we have the TruVideo panel. And Ted, TruVideo is revolutionizing dealership communication by combining video, texting, and AI into one power platform that helps build trust and drive revenue.
Joe Shaker is with us. He's here today, CEO of TruVideo. Joe, welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
It's always great hanging out with you both.
Joe, I think the big question for the industry is what's next? All right. I know you are going to be at NADA next week. The world converges on Las Vegas. Sarah and I will be out to see you. TruVideo will be in the West Hall. I see a booth in the ticker below 4270W. Joe, tell us what's coming, some of the things you're working on, because you're doing some fascinating stuff. And that really is the question. What's next?
Yeah. So thanks for asking that. That's this year at NADA. Our booth is going to be sort of a CES style booth. It's all going to be about innovation. We're not really there to sign up dealers or anything. And again, as you already know this, I'm just going to say it out loud anyway, is, we power CDK Service View. We power Reynolds, advanced service. We power X times, Media Pro. And so, and like I told you last time, I think we're up to like 26 million media files a month right now. And as we add more and more dealers, it's going to get bigger. And I think we're touching 5 to 6 million, still the same amount of individual customers per month. So TruVideo has changed from just a company that's selling dealers and messaging to really innovating on communication. And I think I've told you this in the past, and I'm just going to highlight this before I get into the NADA thing, is 98% of the experience and money comes from how well or how poorly you communicate. So us, focusing on the communication aspects and always innovating around that is great, because our partners used to spend 98% of their development on workflow and 2% of it on communication. So now the partnership is really allowing us to provide dealers and technicians. And listen, as a dealer myself with my group in New England, that's what we've always struggled with. So what we're doing at NADA is we're pushing we're moving the envelope of the finish line. We're just keep moving forward, pushing the envelope. And our booth is all about new technologies that are coming. So what you'll find when you come to our booth, it's going to be pretty fun. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but messaging is changing. There's something called rich communication services, or rich communication services, RCS, business messaging, which in the big way for businesses is called RBM. RBM is we're going to showcase how RBM works, how the dealer has their name and brand verified that goes to a customer in a text. So they know they're not getting that silly, hey, this is Amazon, click on a link and we'll give you a virus, these crazy texts that we get. We have this unbelievable connection with the customer right into their pocket like we've never had before. How do we maintain the integrity of that? Customers prefer getting messages from their businesses that they love and enjoy. They open them in under 2 minutes. Everything is good about messaging except the spam and the nonsense. So RCS is really going to solve that. Widely used in Europe already, getting a lot of steam here in the US. I've got dealer friends all the time calling me, buddies in my 20 group saying, hey, can I get one of those RCS numbers yet? So we're going to showcase what that's about. And then when you do get a text and you open it, it's going to be an app-like experience. There'll be carousels like, which car are you bringing in for service? Click on it. Do you want to come at 9, 10, or 11? So it's really not just going to create a better experience for messaging, but it's also going to create an incredible experience that is app-like. So there's many people that have designed mobile applications, and you have them on your phone. One's on page 8 that you never do look at, and you're like, should I get rid of this one? There are apps that shouldn't exist. We should have that experience inside the messaging when you send it to me. So not just verified and branded messaging, but, and it's going to come with encryption and all the different things that WhatsApp and Apple Business Messaging we're touting, but it's going to come on the standard lines through the standard carriers. at scale. So that's one thing we're going to showcase. That's very, very important as a dealer, having that direct connection with my customer. They want to receive a text with me, but how do they know it's me? How do they feel more comfortable?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that people don't talk about often. And the beauty of messaging, again, is I think in service, and I'll just say this because I know you're so fixed ops dialed in, the human behavior on messaging is crazy, right? If I put you on hold, because people multitask, if I put you on hold for 1 minute and 30 seconds, it feels like I'm holding you hostage because you're
Right.
like, no, I'm on the phone. I can't do anything. I'm in lockdown. But I could message you back in 6 minutes, which is 400% longer. And you're going to pick up your phone and you're going to go, oh, great. They just got back to me. Great. It's some kind of like jumbo shrimp. You know what I mean? It's just like one of those things. I'm going to get back to you later and you're going to love it. So it's a great human behavior. It quiets the phones down at the dealership. Messaging has been a really big thing for service advisors that often have a customer right in front of their face with someone waiting to talk to them on the phone, creating these really weird experiences. And with like 1.8 trillion texts a day or some silly number, it's really become a human behavior and a preferred methodology for communication. So having RCS is next level. And that's what our booth is going to be about.
All right. So dealers coming to NADA they have to put TruVideo on the short list, okay? Where they're going to stop next week. They're going to get to see some of this. You mentioned to Sarah and I in the green room that there are some big companies working with this technology. I don't know if you can share any of that now before NADA, but I thought that was really novel.
Well, some of the things we're going to talk about, and I think I might have mentioned two of them, is glasses. So as a car dealer myself, I'll tell you, when I think of glasses, I think of me going in the shop in the morning with my coffee, because I usually do that before I head over to TruVideo. I set up the offices across the street. So I run in the dealership and all I'm doing is yelling, "Where's your eye protection? Put your glasses on." But the glasses are way different. Because we do so many videos in a commercial sense with customers, we've been approached by some of the top companies, as you would imagine, they've created glasses for content creators, people that they turn on their glasses, they draw pictures, they do all sorts of things. And we are going to have two sets of glasses from, two major companies that are, it's not just can the app work in glasses. Anybody can get a set of video glasses and then do some recording. We're talking about an integration with our SDK that allows it to scale across all our partners. And also, it's not about doing a video. It's, can I go up and draw a picture? Can I put a dot, showcase a scratch? Can I put a box around that issue? And then even if I'm moving around, the box stays there. It's the augmented reality aspect of the glasses, right? We're going to show how we can provide directions. So you're going to go there and we're going to basically say, try doing this without a set of glasses. And then we're going to give you a set of glasses and go ahead and do it now that you have the cheat code inside the glasses. How does that work with a technician when a massive recall comes out as an OEM? How do I make sure that I can have someone follow the simple process and make sure these simple recalls are done at scale with techs of multiple different levels? Like, these are real issues we struggle with in the car. Yeah. So, these are issues we struggle in the car industry and in trucking and all the industries. So we're going to see really, really cool stuff as it applies to the integration of our videos with glasses, but not to record videos. That you can do that right now. That's simple. There's people that say, "Hey, we record videos. You can wear these glasses or those glasses." Yeah, anybody can do that. Can you do the augmented reality? Can you ask a question and say, how many quarts of oil go in this specific car, and have the answer for that specific? We are going to be showcasing how AI can be used as an assist, how glasses can be used to augment the customer experience, right? We already know how great it is to get a video, but helping people learn in a video is as important as showing. Just showing somebody anything. If you were to just show somebody a break and just not talk, that'd be stupid, right? So at the end of the day, it's showing, it's talking about it, it's pointing things out. It's, there's so many different things.
I wanted I wanted to
Ted.
share with you. I mentioned in the green room that the keynote for our event is a young technician out of Houston who does a great job with video MPIs. And I asked him during the keynote, I thought and Sarah, I thought you'd find this interesting also. I asked him how he got started, and he works for a big, famous, well known group. I won't mention their name, but he said when they first started the video MPI, Joe, they brought all the techs together and they gave them one phone, they gave them one device, and they said, okay, you're all going to need to share. This is in the beginning. You're all going to need to share this device. And he was kind of a rebel because he said, I want my own. Can I use my own phone? I don't want to share and have to wait because that's going to tie. And he's very concerned on the number of hours he does. So he ended up using his own phone. And he told us his process. And this tech has 2 bays and how he's doing multitasking, doing the videos. And it's funny because I said, Curtis, how do you remember some of the things you're going to tell the customer? He said, well, and even today, I take a blue sticky note and I put it on top of my phone. This is real world. And I write down the part number. I write down the things so I can look right into the camera, look right at the customer. And the other technicians, they're not quite sure that I'm doing it because I'm talking directly with my face to the customer when I communicate, and goes, and I'm building a relationship. And Joe, he's super successful in doing it. And now some of the things you're saying, I can't imagine what this goes.
Oh my God. We need to have him over by the booth. I think I know which dealer you're talking about.
I'm going to bring him. Yeah,
all the early starters were on our stuff because obviously we pioneered this stuff in the US,
and he loves the TruVideo platform because he's worked with others, and he said it is the easiest and most robust to work with. And he works with one of the brands you mentioned.
Yeah. No, I know exactly who you're talking about in that market area because they started a long time ago. They're super successful and they have some of the best techs that do it. So what's interesting is it's going to be great. And this is what I love, right? Having someone like him in the booth, because there's eye candy. You're going to see tons of eye candy at NADA. And whether it's in the Shaker Auto Group or whether it's at TruVideo, I have a standard phrase. The employees they say it in their sleep. And it's theory without execution is hallucination. And I don't like to hallucinate. So at the end of the day, bringing in a tech and saying, hey, try these glasses, try moving this, do that, ask this, do that. Those are the things that are important because that's a technician that's going to go, I'd be able to save X amount of time if I did this. And so we don't come up with this stuff like over at TruVideo. Like we are embedded. We have a dealership across the street from TruVideo. Like our team, you don't even work here at TruVideo until you've gone and worked a week over at the dealership. So if you don't understand the business, you can't work here because we have to solve real problems. It's not about eye candy and all this stuff. It's like I was just telling you earlier about the messaging. We have this direct connection with the customer. How do we solidify it? And then once we solidify it and you have that RCS and that stuff on the messaging piece, how do you not ruin it? Like how many times should you be able to text the customer in a year? So we have all these little things that we've tested with the video, having a technician like that. We go into the technicians. One of the things we're going to showcase is what we have the ability to do on the video with tires. Wait till you see what we can do with tires with the video without measuring, without typing, the ability to finally understand Ted's car, what he's driving, what's on it, and not have to type, not have to do any of it, not have to say a thing. So we're going to show some crazy stuff with tires, crazy stuff with glasses. We have a lot of OEMs that have already set up 1 hour slots so we have an OEM rep and we go to the OEMs ahead of time because we have all these partners and we do some of the OEMs, we have 76, 78% of all their videos because of the partners that we have in conjunction with us. So we have the OEMs coming in and they know if this ends up working, then they can scale it across with the partners. They could scale it across whatever, 78% or 72% or whatever it is at specific OEMs. So, and that's really key. I think the other thing key about glasses, and I think we have to start thinking about this, and we're talking about this with a lot of OEMs because they're calling us in and saying, hey, even the ones that are pretty big and slow to the take, they're asking us, what's the right way? Yeah. So I had a meeting the other day with one of the biggest OEMs and they're behind a little bit. And I started the meeting and said, I'm going to tell you in 1 hour what would take you a year to figure out if you just went about trying to figure stuff out. And they said, well, we know the benefits of video. And I said, well, I have all the data from your brand on 2,008,000 repair orders. I pulled the data and I said, I'm going to tell you the effects of video down to the penny. I'm going to show you your delta from a customer reviewed video versus a customer no video. And they were like, you trust me, I'm going to take you to the promised land because you're never going to figure this stuff out. You don't know which data to look for and stuff like that. So we're going to have a bunch of OEMs that are there because they're looking to say, okay, what's next, you know? And so you'll see that stuff on tires, you'll see stuff on glasses. You're going to see, I'll tell you, one of the big things that we already have in market, but we haven't commercialized it or sold it yet, is our VQS, which is our video quality score. That's been really big. So that's been huge. We've had some of the largest dealer groups in the United States. I can't tell you their names, but we're going to showcase it at NADA. We've been doing videos for them. And people always ask me, they go, Joe, I started with video and now I'm at 78, 76% view rate. We're doing pretty good. What's the next level? Like, where do we go from here? And the next level after you do volume is quality. And when I say quality, it's really like, are you following the process, you know, and are you showing each tire? Are you showing the license plate when you start so the customer can identify, hey, this is my car. They're showing me, it's not. And then walking around, touching on, you know, I think I might have told you this before, but you can pencil whip an MPI in real life, right? But that's not the right way to do an MPI. And you could also not show the car. You know, 6.3% of all videos don't show the car in them.
Really?
Yeah. They're either just staring under the hood, talking, trying to show the customer the repair order for some reason. They're getting incentivized to do videos, but they're not doing it. So with VQS, what we've done is, I'll give you a great example. One of the large, companies does 200,000 videos a month. Okay. In their group. They were showing filter 6% of the time. And they mentioned it very little. Now, filter is something you sell you could sell once a year. You don't have to wait like tires or brakes. When you do offer it to a customer, it's a 25% take rate. It's a guaranteed 25% take rate if you show a video. So $60 times 25% is $15 times 200,000 videos a month is 3 million a month, 36 million a year. And I didn't get past a filter. So the reality is it's like, Ted, when you talk or you're consulting, or Sarah, when you're helping out dealers, you're like, look, video is great, but if you don't do each step, if you don't show each item. So we built people can do this with AI basically, but it's about 50% accurate. We had to build a model with machine learning. Really, people use the word AI all the time, but machine learning. And we can detect if you show the tire, if you show all the very specific pieces. And our scoring system is set up so 60% is process. Did you follow the process and show everything? Because if you don't show it, and then if you don't say it, you're not going to sell it. So did you do the process? And secondarily, it's the 20% of the scoring around is the delivery. What was your words per minute, long pauses, any of these little details that we can pick out in the narrative. And from there, we create a score. And by looking at those scores, big dealer groups and dealers don't have to go through all the videos and make up their own grades for what the technicians are doing. It does it for them automatically at scale, thousands and thousands at a time. You could break it down by your group, your region, so we have OEMs that we have deals with OEMs directly. We have deals with the largest dealer groups. We haven't really talked about it, tried to keep it secretive because we've been working on these models for a year, and we're going to release that at NADA and show people how VQS works. So
Joe,
big deal.
Exciting. It's, the VQS piece, Ted and I, we've had lots of discussions regarding technician videos, and lots of dealers. There's a lot of great dealers that they'll, like you said, Joe, they'll have those numbers where it's, hey, our technicians are doing an excellent job, percentage of videos that they're sending the customer. But then in reality, it's that quality, what you're describing. If
Yeah.
maybe it's a quick rush day, they cut corners and they only send a quick 1 second video, and that now it's, okay, the system has attributed that I sent a video, but it's not really the quality that the customer is expecting. So, and all of this ties in, like what you're talking about with the glasses, all of this ties in back into that communication as well that the customer is going to receive.
It all ties into the communication. It all even when we do some of these things and we're able to maybe make it go faster for the technicians or quicker, whatever we're doing, none of it really matters unless we can properly communicate these things to the customers. You know what I mean? And what's funny is we talk about communicating to customers. When I was asked about VQS from this super big dealer group,
Mm-hmm.
they said to me, can you also help us out with declined repairs? And I have a funny line with declined repairs, because when I came out with video, the sales went way up, and they went way up because people could see, understand, fix the communication chain. Everybody saw the same message. It was shared, like I told you last time. And I said, why don't we ever figure out the root cause for declined repairs?
Mm.
And then solve that, because, we just want to fail and then follow up on our failure. Like, is that the right move? Or if we show the video. So what I said to this large group was, I said, not only are you guys shouldn't worry about declined repairs, we should root cause it, but you're not actually even presenting repairs.
Right. They're not really declined because you never presented it.
Right. So, I mean, everybody, it's a go-to move in our industry. Hey, what about declined repairs? Let's chase someone down after we did a crappy job. So my thing is, let's not do a crappy job, and then we can chase down less people, right? Like, it seems so simple, but I mean, I've been a victim of doing it too. So it's like, I can't really sit here and make fun of people when, as a dealer myself, that was my move. You do it, you decline, and then they decline, you reach out to them, and what's your move? Discounts, or I don't know. Right. So at the end of the day, when we look at these, doing the right process is the key. It's not just a great experience for the customer, but it's the right process. We don't allow our F&I managers to just sell whatever they sell. They have to use a menu and go through 100% of the time, 100% of product, whatever. So those rules are starting to apply to technicians. And then there's other things that are very important. Like at Tedding's dealership, it may be, I want you to start off with your initial concern. So are we doing that? You don't go right to the multi-point inspection. When Ted came in for a concern, you go right to the concern, and then you go to the multi-point inspection, right?
No.
So it's all adjustable. If tires are a very important part of the strategy for the company, then you can raise the rating up on tires. You can change. It's very specific. We have a standard one that we use across everyone. We know every OEM and we know their ratings. And I think we might even release that, and show everybody. But
Joe, are you going to have the actual glass? You're going to have the glasses in the booth where people can actually see them?
Yeah. Multiple sets of different big time brands. Yeah.
The reason I ask, I'm going back to what you just said. You got to show the car, and you got to ask, you got to talk. I know a young lady in automotive who earlier, just late last year, did a number of video MPIs in the shop, and she's not a technician. And she was looking at best practices. One of the things I discussed with that technician on the keynote was, do we have the vehicle in the air? Is it on the ground? And I know Sarah Vantine actually was that young lady. And I'm wondering if Sarah and I, when we come by the booth, if perhaps Sarah can try out those glasses as well. And maybe let's give her a tutorial on some of the do's and don'ts. And I think that would go a long way for the industry when we come out to NADA.
Oh, listen, you can, I've always said this to you because my standard line is I want to die a car dealer, right? So in order to do that, we need to fix the industry, and the work that you both do is incredible. You're always going after it, trying to say, look, what's the best thing for the customer, connecting people together so that we can take this industry and just move it forward and always be, continuous improvement. Kaizen is the Japanese word is. So I think anything that you guys need always, not just the booth, coming to Boston, trying stuff out before it even gets there. You guys have access to that all the time because you're trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. We're trying to change the world here and preserve our industry, preserve the dealership and OEM model.
Sarah, let's put that on our calendar for 2026. Let's come up to New England and in a little bit warmer weather, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll get you a lobster roll or any of that type of stuff that we're known for. Don't come in the winter. Definitely don't come in the winter.
All right. So next week, NADA, everybody. I will be there. Sarah will be there. Joe Shaker will be there. We'd like to see you in the TruVideo booth, NADA booth number 4270W. Put that now on your schedule, on your short list. You'll see Joe. You'll see all of us there. You're going to see some of these new technologies that are coming that you want to tap into early in the year. Joe, great stuff. And thank you for sharing with us today a little bit about what's coming.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We have Warner Jones, one of the guys who's the beginning employees here, presenting for NADA for his like third, fourth year in a row on video quality and stuff like that. So he also has a session if you want to look that up. It's an NADA session. So whatever we can do to help. Again, we're in here to show what's going to happen and how we're going to do it, and then how it could affect our industry. So we'd love to have you come by, Ted and Sarah and anybody else, and let's have some fun. I think that's the key at my age. We got to have some fun.
All right. Joe Shaker, everybody. TruVideo here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.